Welcome back, Greater Carmel-by-the-Sea community. Chip Rarig, your City Administrator, Director of Emergency Services, Chief Paul Tomasi, Director of Everything Safety Related, and Assistant Director of Emergency Services. We have another marginally prepared vlog for you today. It'll be attached to the Friday letter. And so welcome back. So no haircuts yet, Grandma. So sorry. We'll work on it this weekend.
Yep.
Okay, we'll work on it this weekend. There's no hair cutting, Grandma, in California indoors anymore, so we can't do that. The topic that we've been really focused on, for better or for worse, it's been a blessing and a curse, I think, is outdoor seating.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to focus on today. There have been a lot of issues with outdoor seating. One of my biggest fans and harshest critics said, "Chip, you need to be more specific about what's going on out there." So our outdoor seating does require the restaurants to post the permit in their window along with their ABC permit for outdoor service of alcohol. And those permits actually say what's allowed, the number of parking spaces, the number of seats, whether outdoor umbrellas or awnings are permitted, whether outdoor heaters are permitted, and all those kinds of things. So that has been a violation to some degree. The maximum number of seats that are allowed in a single parking space is 8. In 2 parking spaces is twice 8, which is 16. And so again, what we're seeing is some restaurateurs dragging out additional seats. There should be no more than 2 seats at any table on the sidewalk itself. So again, these are all things that we're finding some violations. And that if there are standing tables in the street, they should have not more than 8 people standing at them. Of course, at social distancing requirements. We're also seeing violations that things like umbrellas, heaters, tablecloths are not being removed at night, so they're staying out overnight. Those are attracting vector, seagulls, gulls, and those kinds of things. So please, again, restaurateurs, bring in your dirty dishes, bring in your umbrellas, bring in your waste at night. So those are some of the things that we're looking at. The other thing that's important to note is that on August 4th, along with the urgency ordinance that we'll be proposing to council that allows certain staff to issue citations for individuals not wearing a mask, we're also going to add a requirement or an allowance for issuance of administrative citations for violations of the conditions of the encroachment permit for outdoor seating. So again, we're going to offer this up for council consideration in a couple weeks. We still have the 3-strike methodology. You violate the conditions of approval for the outdoor seating 3 times, and we're going to pull that permit. But again, these administrative citations, which start at $100 and go up to I think $1,000.
Yeah.
It's 100, 200, then 500, then 1,000. Hopefully that will be incentive enough to again get people to follow the restrictions. So that's what I have, Chief, for now. What do you have, sir?
Thanks, Chip. Well, walking around, I really like what I'm seeing. The outdoor seating looks great, but again, what we're hearing, and we're hearing about it, is some of the violations, which you pointed on, some of the key ones. Much like the governor, who has a strike team out making sure that people are following the rules and orders, we're going to develop our own. We have our code enforcement. We also have specific officers who will be assigned to inspections of restaurants and businesses. We need to make sure we're following these orders. We need to make sure we're social distancing. And again, the enforcement's more to protect the businesses and protect each other. We still have a virus going on. We still need to protect ourselves and stay safe. But we have to follow the orders. We have to follow our encroachment permits, our rules and regulations. We have to be fair to each other, and we have to follow this. So we are putting teams together. We will be out inspecting. So expect a visit from the police, code enforcement, or even maybe some administrative staff who are walking around wanting to see what your business looks like and making sure you're following those orders. Again, you touched on a lot of the main complaints with too many chairs, too much seating, the heaters being left out. Our night patrol also will be inspecting the sites after you're closed to make sure that you've brought everything in, and people are following the orders. Again, expect strikes if you're not following the orders, so let's tighten it up out there. It looks great. Let's just make sure we're following the rules, and we're doing everything we can to keep each other safe and keep this thing going. We don't want to get shut down.
I think as we said last week, I think one of the dangers of not following the conditions of approval is that the state comes in and actually restricts outdoor seating as well. So again, we offered this program as an economic incentive to allow restaurants to continue to have some semblance of normalcy.
Right.
Which is not normal, obviously.
And what we've talked about all along is if the state comes in, we have no control.
No control.
If they say no outdoor seating, it is gone. So all this investment that businesses have made to build this great seating, it's gone.
Yeah.
So our effort is really to educate with threats of strikes and future citations. That's not our goal.
No.
We just really want compliance.
Absolutely. We're not trying to be petulant out there. We're really just trying to have a semblance of respectfulness, respecting the character, Mr. Barron, of the village, and make sure things are safe.
Yep.
That's the big thing. So wonderful, Chief. Well, thank you. Thank the police officers who are going to help out with code compliance. A couple of other things that we're working on. Schools are supposed to go back to school in a couple. Kids are supposed to go back to school in a couple weeks. Maxine's looking at child care for essential workers, making sure that certainly for our staff, we're working with our staffers to make sure that they've got child care for their kids. We're still working with Supervisor Adams on some kind of a COVID testing here on the peninsula. We're tracking the CARES Act funding, which is coming to us, and then just obviously the overall state of the economy. So, and in closing, happy birthday to Amy Herzog. Her birthday's on Sunday. She's been a stalwart advocate of outdoor seating and all things hospitality related for the last several years. And her quote of the week is, "There will be no, quote, return to normal because we are currently writing the future." So I thought it very apropos.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chief, for everything you do. Take care of yourselves, Carmel community, and wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer and
take good care.
Take good care.